Oh, yes, hi, and welcome to the Dark Knight Conspiracies, episode 97. Are you ready? Mentally and spiritually. Yeah, another big week. A lot of stuff going on out there. A lot of crazy stuff going on out there. I'm sure you'll all agree. And the reason I've been warning about stuff for a while, and now I think we're on the precipice where if you're not ready, the window is short. Again, spiritually, mentally, and preparedness-wise. So let's just get into it. Now, we haven't seen this on the news much, but it's out there. Articles have been out there. I've been seeing them. You know, food processing plant fires. Again, drumming up the fear of food shortages. And Tucker Carlson brought it up. And I just want everybody to take a step back and realize, use some common sense here. Okay, so I think last I saw 12, 14 of these things have happened within the last 2 weeks. But let's look at this logically. For those of you that are listening, I'm sure we all live in different states. Some live in the same states as me. You know your area. You know your farmers markets. You know these things. There's quite a few of these things in this country. And they go through the list here of, because they started with, the bird flu's out there, right? So now they're killing chickens, turkeys, and everything, and they go through, all this. And pigs, they're just killing everything, right? So there's going to be a few short. Well, obviously, when they do this, the prices are going up on this stuff, right? Let me get down here. I know I saw it in here somewhere. Give me a second. I'm sorry. Not being prepared. My bad. I know there's a part in here that I'm looking for. And I saw it when I put this article. Again, I apologize, folks. Here it is. So, when you look upon it on the surface, there's 36,000 food and beverage processing units in operation. So, again, is it concerning? Yes, but you got to understand why it's being done, right? If anything, I would be more worried if I lived outside of the United States, because we have a plethora of farms and all that stuff where most countries don't. So, just wanted to put this one out there because it's starting to gain some traction. And let's use some common sense here and some logic and just look at the big picture. Again, they're trying to create something that isn't there. Why? Because they can. So here we go. The armies are getting ready because it's election time. So we got to fire this stuff up. Shots fired after Antifa terrorists attacked People's Convoy in Portland, throwing paint projectiles onto vehicles from the overpass. Again, handful of people, but this is going to ramp up in my opinion. I'm just saying. They're panicking. And I couldn't find the video, but I watched it yesterday with the Pentagon press briefing, and you can go try and look for it. And the guy that does it, and his name escapes me, but lost his cool over this Ukraine-Russia stuff. And just started blasting. And a reporter at the end started asking him and basically said, I've known you for a long time. You've stood up on this podium. You've been well composed, very professional. This is the first time I've ever seen you speak and act like this. Folks, this is a definite, in my opinion, this is a definite sign they're losing. Whatever's going on over there, they're getting upset over it because they can't control it. And I thought it was interesting when I saw that, because you're starting to see people become unhinged. So let's go to the next one. Antifa militants crash Oregon Republican. I'm glad I don't live on the West Coast. Governor event. Lob explosives at the crowd. Where's the FBI? There they are. This is why we got to keep masks on, people, so we can't identify anybody. You getting it? Are you ready? Now, I've been saying it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. I've listened to all these financial people, Jim Willie, Gerald Celente, and Bo Pony. I've seen a couple interviews with him where he said, come April 24th, and April 24th is an interesting date because that is the Orthodox Passover, the ending of it. He said starting at that point, towards the end of April into possibly late May, we're going to start seeing a financial crisis. Well, if any of you have been paying attention to the stock market this last week and 2 days, not good. Me personally, since the first of the year, I've lost 11%. That is huge. Biden economy, Dow and S&P 500 record, worst April since 1970. Go sniff some hair. Go have your ice cream. Because your day is coming, buddy. It's getting bad. Deutsche Bank offices raided by police on money laundering concerns. You think? You still think everything's fine? Go about your daily business. There's nothing to see here. Move along, people. There's nothing to see here. Okay, Officer Barbrady. It's starting, in my opinion. And we all know Elon Musk is out there buying Twitter. Look, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm on the fence about him. And I'll tell you why. When you go out there and you start talking about putting chips in people's brains and all this transhumanism stuff, yeah, I got a problem. So let's wait and see. Wait and see what he does with Twitter and this and that. But the left is freaking out over this. So for that, thank you, Elon Musk, for that. Because, they could have stopped this right away. All they had to do was get somebody else to put up a bid. Nobody else wanted to buy it. Oh, you think? Where are they getting their money from? Common sense. I'll be the first one. I got the badge on my shoulder. I got my Twitter account shut down. And as they say in the business, if you're taking flack, you must be over the target. So how does the deep state respond? Well, let's go to this one. Let's put in a Ministry of Truth department. And this, whatever this is, quite frankly, that's got man written all over it. Sorry, just telling it like it is, my opinion. But this nut job, and of course this is all unconstitutional. I mean, the last time we saw shit like this was 1940s? I wonder what country that was. What was the party that was doing that? Oh, I don't know. It escapes me. I'll come up with it eventually. And again, you've seen all these people now, all of a sudden, and I've said this before, again, we went through 2 years of this C-19 crap. Maybe you saw one or two throughout that time in Congress get it. All of a sudden, everybody and their mother's getting it. And you know what? They all got to say the same thing. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad I got the thing. It would have been much worse if I didn't. You honestly think these people got it? And I mean that twofold. The disease and the thing that goes, in your arm. They're getting ready for something. And this is what they're getting ready for. And again, because it's election time, they got to get the mail-in. They've got to get the mail-in ballots going. I still don't understand why all this stuff is taking so long, but, hey. I'm just a peon that's got a normal job to go to day in and day out. I can't worry about this stuff, right? Bullshit. So this came out this week, and this has been an ongoing story, and some of the articles go back to 2021, but again, this should terrify you people. You've got this. Who are you? Who? organization, not elected by anybody other than probably the World Economic Forum, which is where all the evilness is. Santa Claus Schwab, that frickin' idiot, whatever he is. They want, now get this, people, they want nations to sign on to a pandemic treaty. You know how dangerous this is? I'll just cut it to you in a nutshell. And if you want to spend the time to read all this crap, go ahead. But here it is in a nutshell. They want a one world response. In other words, if there's another global pandemic, whatever they say applies to all the nations in the world. Get the picture here? Oh, I can't wait for the Lord Jesus Christ. All glory and praise to you. I can't wait till he comes down with his judgment. I'm sorry, it tells you gotta pray for your enemies. These people are sick. And whatever's gonna happen to them, I don't wish on anybody. And I'll just leave it at that. So, don't worry though, folks. He's back. Kofivi, he's back. Okay, whatever. I think you all know my position. I think he's got a lot to answer for. And look, maybe a lot of it's justified. I'm not going to condemn it. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. But, you know, I've said before, for all you people that follow the 17 board, all those posts about pain, I don't think he was talking about them. I think he was talking about us. Because who's feeling it? Those people with their millions locked in their mansions with their gated communities, maybe they don't sleep good at night. We're the ones suffering. We're the ones feeling the pain. The gas prices, the food prices. We're the ones that can't make ends meet. So, like I said, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. But again, this was, in my opinion, this was a response to Elon Musk trolling him about how stupid Truth Social was for a name. So put that in your pipe and smoke it and think about it for a while. Now next I'm going to play an audio clip of a radio show that had a caller. And while you're listening to this, and I know the quality is bad, but I want you to think about what current situation is going on that this guy called in about when you hear his comments.
Houston Rockies, you are on the air. Hello. Hello. Yes, I wanted to say that I think the American people are being led around by the nose like fools by the media in this country. And I get the way that all of these so-called experts you talk about are proving psychological warfare lawyers. These people in the CIA and the different alphabet shadow government organizations, all of those the Rockies called those. You may not give me a litany of names. I'd rather you don't, actually. regarding this situation, leaving out the fact that the United States has, contrary to what you said, killed millions of people around the world. From the 3 million people in Indochina, the saturation bombing was
Okay. So as you think about it, if you couldn't hear that clearly, I apologize. What he's basically saying is that there's a situation where he thinks they're coming after our rights, they're coming after our freedom of speech, our Second Amendment. So what current situation does that apply to? Well, this interview took place in 2001 on the Art Bell Show, a day after 9/11. What are you seeing going on now? And he wasn't the only person calling in about this. Remember what I said about the Patriot Act? Because that's what we got out of it. And everything starts out with good intentions. Look how far we've come. You listen to that now, it sounds like something that's going on right now. And that was my point of playing that. So last, I'll leave with a news story that probably won't affect any of my listeners. I don't know. But this was a childhood idol of mine growing up. We lost Neil Adams. He was an artist primarily in comic books. And in the 70s, he was the one that transformed Batman into the Dark Knight character. And he did more than just, comic books. He fought for creators' rights because these companies were, these artists were the ones creating characters and creating the villains and everything, and they didn't have the rights to it. It was held through the company, and these guys, I don't know what these people made. I mean, some of them probably made a decent amount of money, but this was a favorite artist of mine growing up. I still have quite a few in plastic, saved away, of his artwork. From Batman to X-Men to the Avengers to Green Lantern. It's sad when you see these people go. Like I said, he was a childhood idol of mine. I couldn't wait for him to put out his artwork. So rest in peace. Condolences to the family. Like I said, many of you probably don't care, but to me, he was special in my life. He was. If it wasn't for him, I mean, in general, I learned more through comic books than I did through school. I learned geography. I learned how to read. I learned how to look up words that I didn't understand what they meant. Now it's just trash. It's just trash what they do. And again, it's subjugating kids to, because it's all this transgender stuff. It's all this, I don't want to get into it. Everybody has a right to be who they want to be. I don't care. But back when, I was reading this stuff, you learned morals. You learned ethics. And I remember my parents and other parents used to tell me it was crap. It was a waste of time. No, it wasn't. Quite frankly, it had a big part into who I am today. And I could do a whole show about just like the movies and TV back in the 70s and 60s and 80s, how they projected a lot of stuff that's going on now. Insight? I don't know. Planned? Could be. We're at a crossroads here. We've been shown we can't trust our political system. We can't trust our judiciary system. We can't trust our health system. We can't trust our pastors and our churches. These are the people that let us down the most. Who we can trust is ourselves. This is a time where we need to come together. Put differences aside. Political parties, faith. This is where we need to come together as a culture and a society. And we need to start fixing this stuff. We can't go on like this. We cannot evolve as a society at the rate we're going. All we want to do is point fingers, put people in jail, bastardize the people that don't agree with us. There's no discussion anymore. You got to give them credit. It took them years to get to this point, but they succeeded. But they haven't won. We have our faith and we have each other. And those two go together. We have to have faith in each other. Other than faith in the God we pray to and believe in, that's all we got. So with that, just a quick house cleaning. I mentioned before I'm getting close to my 100th episode, and shout out to Mary Kay. I believe it's time because I have a feeling it's going to play a factor later on down the road. So I'm going to do a UFO history episode, and it'll take me some time to put together, so be patient. And it's not going to be my typical 20 to 30 minute show. This will probably be a long episode because it's just so much to cover. So with that, I'll leave you all. Stay strong, stay safe, be vigilant, be prepared, keep your faith, pray your faith, and love each other and pray for each other. Zebra 3, take us home.